ever make her blue. Just tell her that you love her. Make sure you're thinking of her in everything you say and do. Ah, take good care of my baby. Now don't you ever make her cry. Just let your love surround her. Ain't a rainbow all around her. Don't let her see a cloudy sky. Once upon a time, that little girl was mine. If I'd been true, I know she'd never be with you. So take good care of my baby. Be just as kind as you can be. And if you should discover that you don't really...
I am Sharon Belton. I used to be Brigham. I'm Sharon Brigham Belton.
Okay. And what did you, right after graduation, because you told me you were flying for United, but what did you do after you
I
graduated?
actually was on the ground for United. I was in the reservations office in San Francisco. I actually was in the building that my dad was stationed during World War II on Bay and Powell Street.
Okay.
Downtown, Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. So I was there for 32 years. It used to be a mattress factory. That's where my dad stayed during the war in the Coast Guard. And I happened to get a job for United, and I was in the same building that he was in when during World War II. So I worked there for 30 odd years until they closed that office and sent that work offshore. I took a year off, and with very little computer skills at the time, I could use United's computer, but it was menu-driven, and I had to hone my computer skills in that year. So I get up in the morning and put my jammies on, or leave my jammies on, and interview online and get used to doing interviews without going to meet people. And I gathered my skills and got a job at IKEA in Palo Alto for 1 month, where I was helping to bring the employees in from all over the country to start a new store. So I worked for IKEA for a month, and then Stanford called me because I had sent them an email with my resume, and I got a job at Stanford. So 32 years at United, a month at IKEA, then I got a job at Stanford, and worked there for 15 years until I recently retired a couple months ago.
You got married. When, how soon after graduation?
Right after graduation. I got married to, I graduated from University of Arizona and met my husband, who had gone to Menlo College previously. I met him at Arizona and then married him right out of college. And he started work at the local newspaper, the Palo Alto
Times
Tribune, right. He worked there he was an English major, and he worked there for a couple of years, and then went into the bike business. So he was a bicycle manufacturer's representative for a while. Sold bicycle parts, was an avid bicycle rider, and we have one child, Tyler, who is right upstairs making all that noise right now. He's an architect, and I live with John passed away. My husband passed away in 15, and
as did your parents too.
As did my parents.
That was a very tough year for you.
Lots of other things happened too, but I decided to sell my house in Menlo Park and use that money towards a house here in Alameda that would house my son and his wife and my grandson. So they live upstairs, and there's a stairwell that leads up there that I go up to the kitchen in, and I live downstairs. And I feel very fortunate to be able to live with them. They'll take care of me when I'm old.
You got the best of all worlds.
I mean, I'm old already, so they're taking care of me now.
And you live in this beautiful Golden Shores home. Tell a little story about that and also your art.
I do. Our home was built in 1908. Correct me if I'm wrong because you saw the sign, but by a ship captain, a Danish ship captain, and he named it after his ship called the Golden Shores, and the picture of the ship is on the mantle, and a lot of his ship memorabilia is found throughout the house. The house has been fairly nicely restored and nice enough that I have a nice living area downstairs that's been redone. And so the kids live upstairs, and I provide nanny service on occasion and do some of the cooking. I'm in charge of the food, and which is to my liking, and I do a lot of gardening, and I have a studio now that I can do my artwork. I love to paint. Thank you, Sue Hill, who was a beautiful artist at MA as well. And thank you, MA, for my...
Your son went to MA.
Yes, my son went to MA, and he spoke at the freshman orientation with great vigor, enjoying everything about MA. He loved it, and so he graduated in, what would that have been, 2000, I think? And it remains an amazing school for, everything about it was just great for him. He played basketball there and went on to play basketball at Pomona College, and loved athletics there, loved the art department. He's an architect. He loved the drafting teacher. It's a great school. They painted it. I mean, it's got yellow
Different
lockers, but it's still an amazing school.
Who are some of your best friends or people you remember dearly at MA?
It's funny, now that Tom is here and giving me names, feeding me names, a lot of them were my good friends. I mean, Janice Detler was great. It's funny, we just don't keep up. Sue Hill on the art idea. I remember Russ Kidder really well. I saw the Dick Bose interview that you did, and it was great to see him. He's got that nice smile, and a lot of nice people. So it's great to have those videos to
you said Linda, you wanted to...
Linda Moyer. Yeah, Linda Moyer. She was my roommate at Arizona my first year. As I recall, she just packed up and left one day. But she's a free spirit, which is something we all should be.
Well, thank you very much, Sharon.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
You're welcome.
for the memory of sentimental verse, nothing in my purse, and chuckles when the preacher said, for better or for worse, how lovely it was.
All right, you want to say hello? Say hello to everybody, your family.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. And how do you like life? Is life good? Life.
Life, like living in the world.
You glad to be alive? You're not sure? Are you glad to see Anne? Are you glad to see Marta Lucrecia? Okay.
Yes.
You like to eat here? You like the food here?
Yeah.
Is the food good?
Oh, well, that's life, I guess.
Not bad. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
That's honest. That's good. And we got Dick here. Classmate.
Of faults that you forgave, rainbows on a wave,
and stockings in the basin.
26 miles across the sea, Santa Catalina is awaiting for me. Santa Catalina, the island of romance, 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 romance. Water all around it, everywhere. Tropical trees and the salty air. But for me, the thing that's awaiting there, romance. It seems so distant, 26 miles away, resting in the water serene.
Well, rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. So rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetop. When the wind blows. Well, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jumped over the candlestick. He jumped so high up above, he landed in the cradle of love. Well, rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock.
Hello, I'm Wayne Ferreira. I went to MA, left school into my sophomore year and joined the Navy. Currently live in Modesto, California. Lived 25 years in Columbus, Ohio. What else?
Tell me what you did when you were in the Navy.
In Navy, I was a reciprocating mechanic, and when the Navy gave that rate up, I just became a duty driver until my 4 years was up.
Where were you stationed? Ships and...
No, actually I was stationed Moffett Field, was our base plate. Then I went to Okinawa for 6 months. Back to Moffett Field. That was towards the end of my deal, or my tour, and then I got discharged. Before Moffett Field, I was stationed in Memphis, Tennessee, a ship's company, and we put the bugs and we make the planes not work so the students can fix it. Troubleshooting.
Okay. And how long were you in the Navy?
Just 6 years total. 4 years active, 2 years reserve.
And in MA, tell us, you were there, you were doing your sophomore year, is that right?
Yeah, freshman, sophomore year, and then I left after that.
And you had a sister?
My sister Sandy, we were both in the same grade, but she passed away 6 or 7 years ago due to diabetes.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And she's the one you guys were actually looking for because she did graduate.
But tell me this now. Who are some of your friends that you remember and ones you still keep contact with today?
Rich Bristow, Rick Verrocco. I have a hard time with his last name. He's still in Woodside. In fact, him and his wife are leaving for his wife's birthday, going to Hawaii for a week or two. Lee Howe was another one I used to run around with. A few that I can't even remember their names anymore.
You had a good time at MA? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, for the better part, yeah. I mean, when we started school, they started busing, so that was kind of exciting your freshman year. We got through that fine. Basically, no trouble that I remember.
Tell me about your family. And you're down here in Modesto.
I'm in Modesto, California now. I have one son and two. I got a stepdaughter and a stepson. My stepson lives in Columbus, Ohio, and my daughter also lives in Modesto here.
And you're married?
I am widowed with a girlfriend now, so it's been a while.
Anybody you'd like to hopefully see that you haven't seen in these 50-some years?
Linda Howard comes to mind, but I believe she's in Oregon now.
She is. I'm trying to see her on this trip.
On this trip?
Yep. McMinnville.
Pardon?
McMinnville.
Is that where she lives?
Goose, the Howard Hughes play.
In fact, a couple of years ago, you gave me her phone number when you were looking for my sister. And I had called her. We reminisced a little bit, but she's doing quite well. She has two grown daughters, and they're very happy where they're at, so that's good. Harriet Shaw, I unfortunately saw her at her mother's funeral. She was across the street now, and I believe she lives in Woodland now.
Okay.
That's about it.
So what did you do in your career after you got out of the Navy and all that? What were you doing?
I worked for plumbing wholesale. Then I worked for a manufacturer's rep in the plumbing field. Close to 40 years, and then retired.
And you had contact with Roy McCandless, you're telling me.
Yes, yeah. Knew Roy from, I think we did kindergarten, Hoover, and MA all together. The full ride. Chuck Green's another one from kindergarten on up.
He was alive and well, we saw him.
Yeah, it's your last one, yeah.
And we showed his early teen pictures to his present wife. And she was shocked with the fenders and all that, and grease and hair.
Yeah. That was us. In fact, he lived on the same street, 14th Avenue. He lived on the dead-end side, and we lived on the through side. Carol Borba lived on the same street. God, there was a couple of them. Kathy Cole.
Okay. She's up near Placerville, I believe.
Yeah. There's a lot of nature shots on Facebook. There was Joanne Warnicki lived on 14th. Lee Howe lived on 14th. Steve Emmerich lived on 14th, or he lived on Athlone Court, right off of 14th.
He lives in the East Bay.
Yeah, I think he just built a house, if I'm not mistaken.
And here we are right now in Turlock.
In Turlock, California.
Yes.
Right next to Modesto.
Yes. Well, thank you, Wayne. We're going to stay in contact, and we'll try to track down those other people you gave us names for.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
All right.
dreams that dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind.